The sky grew dim above the old stone chapel, as guests, dressed in their finest, arrived with smiles and excited chatter. They had no idea that a storm far more painful than the gathering clouds was brewing inside those walls. The real tension wasn't in the weather. It lived in the trembling heart of a father who had spent his life protecting his daughter from every cruelty. And now, on her wedding day, he stood outside, disguised as a worn-out scrap collector. His clothes were ragged, his beard coated in ashno. One could see the wealthy man he truly was. His name was Mr. Ryan Soulberg, a millionaire no one recognized today. Not even the groom who claimed to love his daughter, Arwin. Ryan came with a single purpose: to test the heart of the young man marrying the most priceless person in his world. What he was about to discover, before the ceremony even began, would break Arwin's heart completely. If you believe kindness and second chances matter, please like this video, comment, share, and subscribe to World of Kindness. And while you're at it, tell us in the comments, where are you watching from today? Inside the chapel, musicians tuned their instruments while guests found their seats along the long red aisle. Arwin stood in the bridal room, radiant in her lace gown, rehearsing her vows with hope trembling in her voice. She believed love could survive anything. She believed Joran Mavis was a gentle and sincere man. But Ryan, hardened by years of betrayal in both business and family, knew that appearances were often lies. After Arwin's mother passed away, he raised her alone, promising he would never allow anyone to hurt her. And when he sensed something calculated behind Joran's perfect smiles, he decided to test what truly mattered. Not charm, but kindness. Carrying a sack filled with empty bottles, Ryan limped toward the entrance of the chapel, his disguise flawless. His clothes smelled of dirt, and his hands looked stained and grimy. People stared with discomfort, whispering to each other and stepping out of his path as if poverty itself was something to be ashamed of. Ryan ignored every single glance. The only thing that mattered was Joran. Moments later, Joran arrived with his groomsman, looking confident and posing for photos. But the moment he noticed the old peddler, his expression twisted with disgust. From a distance, Ryan watched him narrow his eyes, as if the mere sight of a poor man was ruining his perfect moment. Ryan stepped closer, acting purposely clumsy. Suddenly, Joran marched toward him and began shouting, accusing him of ruining everything. He called him worthless and ordered him to leave before he contaminated the entire ceremony. His voice was sharp and sliced through the air. The guests froze. Some looked down at the ground, while others pretended they hadn't heard a thing. Just then, Arwin stepped through the chapel doors, alarmed by the raised voices. Her face went pale as she saw Joran towering over the bent old man. She hurried forward, her gown brushing against the stone path, her breath trembling. She didn't recognize her father beneath the disguise. She only saw cruelty exploding from the man she believed would cherish her forever. Ryan's heart shattered as he watched his daughter break down, trying desperately to calm the situation and begging for understanding. Joran tried to lower his voice once he saw her, but the contempt was still burning in his eyes. He insisted he was only protecting the dignity of their wedding. Slowly, Ryan lifted his face toward Joran, and his eyes were filled with a deep sadness. In that single moment, he knew everything he needed to. He untied the rope around his sack and let it fall to the ground. Then, raising a hand, he peeled off the dusty beard, revealing himself the father the groom had never met, but should have respected regardless. Gasps spread through the crowd as realization struck. Arwin's breath caught in her throat. Her eyes widened as she whispered, "Father." Joran stumbled backward, panic flooding his face. He tried to form excuses, claiming he didn't know, insisting he thought the man was a threat. But the truth was already exposed, the truth behind his polished charm. Ryan didn't speak right away. He just looked at Arwin with a lifetime of love resting in his eyes. He explained that he had tested the groom not to humiliate him, but to protect her. Each word stabbed deeper into Arwin's chest as she realized the man she had chosen had failed the simplest test of all kindness. Toward a stranger. The chapel fell completely silent. The celebration melted into heartbreak. Arwin stood slowly, tears gliding down her face, her gown shimmering in the fading daylight. She understood a painful truth, that a marriage built on respect could survive storms, but one founded on cruelty would collapse on its own. Before we finish this story, if it has touched your heart, please like the video, share it with someone who needs a little hope and subscribe to World of Kindness for more stories that remind us of what truly matters. With trembling fingers, Arwin removed her veil and placed it gently aside. She walked over to her father and embraced him tightly, burying her face against his shoulder. Ryan held her close, whispering that she deserved a love that lifted her up, not one that belittled others. Joran stepped forward, but Arwin raised a hand, stopping him without saying a word. Her silence was enough. The wedding never continued. The guests quietly left, carrying with them a lesson they would never forget. Ryan guided his daughter away from the shattered moment, toward a future still open with possibilities, one where her heart could heal and where she could someday find someone whose character outshined their wealth. Comment below and tell us which part of the story touched you the most. In the end, Arwin discovered a powerful truth. Real love is never about fancy ceremonies or perfect appearances. It's about how gently someone treats others, especially those they gain nothing from. And sometimes, the greatest blessings are the heartbreaks that save us from much greater pain. Thank you for watching.